Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. We spent several years as a community fighting against the SEC so that XRP would have legal clarity. But the fight isn't over, and there's a rumor floating around about who the next SEC chair might be, which I find very alarming. And yes, XRP has legal clarity, but the SEC is still actively seeking to harm the XRP ecosystem. And I'll just note here, I think it's because they're a bit butthurt about the loss, just to be clear. But so, case in point, remember the lawsuit Bitnomial filed against the SEC recently? They revealed that the SEC, even to this very day, they're claiming that XRP is a security so that they don't have to approve Bitnomial's XRP futures product application. Even though the SEC will, at the same time, tell you that they're not appealing the legal status of XRP. It's complete insanity. Like, it really is. And now we have a buddy of former SEC Chair Jay Clayton, who may end up being the new SEC Chair. I kid you not. and mind you, former SEC Chair Jay Clayton, he's the one who rammed through the SEC v. Ripple lawsuit in late 2020, literally on his last day in office. Did we fight for nothing? I mean, I don't literally believe that, but if this guy becomes SEC chair, it will be a blow to all of us in the XRP community, and certainly to all of us in crypto, but the attacks continue to this day. If Trump allows this, I cannot tell you how furious I and pretty much everybody else will be. I know I won't be the only one. So I'll break all this down. But before going any further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. All right, now I know that there are a lot of people who have gotten back into checking out what's going on in crypto, understandably so, with all the very interesting price action. You might have missed some of the headlines, and I don't blame you if you did, so I do want to make sure everybody's caught up to speed here. This is a real thing. When I said at the outside of the video in the intro, it's a real thing. The SEC, they're arguing two things. They're arguing XRP is not a security. They've said that publicly. And they're also arguing that XRP is a security. They're arguing both of them. I kid you not. Right now, today. Freaking absurd and infuriating. They are doing it. Look at this headline from October 11th of this year. Bitnomial sues SEC over claim that XRP is a security. And so I'm not going to read the whole article. I've covered this in depth in the past. I just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of this. Because they're claiming that XRP is a security so that Bitnomial can't launch their XRP futures product, and they're doing that to harm the XRP ecosystem. Disgusting. And take a look at this too. I wanted to briefly mention this, then we'll get into the rest of the specifics about who might become the SEC. Oh my God, I hope it doesn't happen. But anyway, here's a post from attorney Jeremy Hogan of the XRP community. And he wrote the following. Well, I should mention this too. I'm assuming pretty much everybody knows, but Bitwise, they were the first of 3 firms to this point anyway to file with the SEC for an XRP exchange-traded fund ETF. Very exciting to see that. And go figure, the SEC on the day that was filed, that's when they filed their whatever the form was called, indicating that they were going to appeal Judge Torres' decision in the SEC v. Ripple case. So Bitwise says, hey, we're launching an XRP ETF, or we're filing to do so anyway. And then the SEC's like, oh, well, here's the appeal, trying to ruin it. These people are despicable. So anyway, here's what Attorney Hogan said. In the October Bitwise XRP ETF filing with the SEC, Bitwise states that the biggest risk factor to buyers of the ETF would be the SEC itself. That part of the S1, which is a form that they have to file, might have to be amended fairly soon. Yeah, it's probably going to have to be amended because I don't think that the SEC is going to take too kindly to that. But that is effectively what they were stating. So the screen grab, which Attorney Hogan shared, it's on your screen. I'm going to read it to you. But that is the underlying message here. A risk to anybody that would buy into this, the XRP ETF, if approved, would be the SEC. It's true, though. So here's what they wrote. And they filed this with the SEC, mind you. It's from Bitwise. In the years prior to the filing of the Ripple complaint, XRP's market capitalization at times reached over $140 billion. However, in the weeks following the Ripple complaint, XRP's market capitalization fell to less than $10 billion, which was less than half of its market capitalization in the days prior to the complaint. Likewise, in the days following the announcement of the Binance complaint and Coinbase complaint, the price of various digital assets, including Bitcoin, Ether, and XRP, declined significantly and may continue to decline as these cases advance through the federal court system. That's right, folks. Just gotta know, investor, if the SEC starts suing even more, all sorts of entities out there, might be bad for the price of your investment. Yes, that's right. That's one of the warnings that Bitwise wants the world to know about, and for good reason. Now, that's probably going to be amended. I bet Attorney Hogan's right. It's hilarious, but like in a very, very, very sad way. He also noted here in a separate post, it was in the same thread, that it'd probably take 6 to 12 months for this thing to get approved if it's going to happen. So it could be summer, but presumably that means XRP's bull run in all likelihood will have been over by then. So I don't expect it to impact it. Nor do I think it would materially impact the supply and demand dynamics in a short term. I do think it would matter tremendously over a span of years and decades. In the short term, I don't think as much. You could get a little bump on word event approval. I could imagine something like that, but then that's just the psychological impact. In terms of the supply and demand dynamics in the short term, I don't think it matters that much, to be honest with you. So who are we talking about here? Because this is the headline. Unconscionable. Ripple CEO slams top candidate to replace Gensler. Who are we referencing? A guy named Stebbins. That's right. Little Stebby guy here. And so there's this post from Fox Business journalist Eleanor Terrett, and I covered this in detail at the time. This is from November 15th, but just to kind of set the table a little bit, I'm just going to share the part that I highlighted here. Reads as follows from Eleanor Terrett. Stebbins is said to be close to Jay Clayton, as he was his general counsel at the SEC, and rumor in DC circles is that Clayton has been lobbying the transition team for Stebbins' nomination. While Stebbins is not a crypto native, a source close to him tells me he would take his cues on digital assets from the Trump White House. Okay, so before hearing a perspective from anybody else, I was already ripping this concept to shreds. See, hold on, you tell me, you don't know a damn thing about crypto, and you're going to be in charge of the SEC. That's bad. That's bad omen right there. No, thank you. No, thank you, sorry about him. I'm not interested. Try again. Try a little harder. No, thank you. And then, of course, obviously, with that asshat prick Jay Clayton pushing it, there's the deadest of giveaways that we don't want him. We want him nowhere near the SEC. Duh. It couldn't be more obvious here. And so I was actually watching John Deaton's Crypto Law YouTube channel earlier, and one of the things that he highlighted, and I found this fascinating. So the way this works is, since again he was the general counsel, so he was working with Jay Clayton at the SEC previously. There were over 80 lawsuits attacking the crypto space that guy had to sign off. The Stebbins guy, he had to sign off on them in order for them to proceed. That includes the SEC v. Ripple lawsuit. This guy was for it. He was for your opportunity for life-changing wealth to be attacked. He was complicit in the fact that XRP, the lawsuit obviously, resulting in XRP not hitting a new all-time high last cycle. It's the only top 10 coin that didn't. That's a guy who's in the running to be in charge of the SEC. I kid you not. Disgusting, and it better frickin' not happen. So here's a post from XRP community member Anders. He wrote, Stebbins is the old guard candidate for the SEC chair. If Trump truly wants to make the United States the crypto capital, Stebbins should be out of the question. Brad Garlinghouse actually responded to that, Ripple CEO, and he wrote the following. In a group of strong candidates for SEC chair, it's unconscionable to consider someone directly involved in Bill Hinman's unethical, likely illegal, push to pick winners and losers in crypto. Choosing Stebbins would be akin to bringing us back to the start of the regulation by enforcement era. Spot on. Brad Garlinghouse knocking it out of the park, speaking some damn reason here. And to be clear, he's not just saying that. There is absolute evidence. So you guys remember the Ethereum free pass speech, right? In June of 2018, when Billy Boy Hinman, he gave that speech at, what was it, the Yahoo whatever conference it was. And then our ETH, once it got the supposed, it was portrayed as though it was the official SEC decree, even though there was that little tagline, "Hey, it's just my personal opinion." Well, then why did ETH start running up in price right as that news hit? It was obviously designed to be viewed as though it was official decree from the SEC, completely despicable. And there are all sorts of people from the SEC that had drafts of it and signed off on it, including Jay Clayton. So don't give me that crap that it's just his personal opinion. I'll buy that for a second. You know who was included in a draft of that speech, though? Stebby, right here, Robert Stebbins. There you go. Good old Bobby here. This is it. And this was shared by Stuart Alderati, who is Ripple's chief legal officer. So I'm not going to read this, but if you want to pause here and read this, it's from June 4th, 2018, before the speech was given. I think it was 10 days before the speech. That guy got a copy. He's been complicit in all of the attacks against all of us in crypto. For years and years he was. It'd be disgusting if this guy's in charge. And so that's him right there. That's Robert Stebbins. This is an article from the Coin Republic. I don't think it's necessary to read it, but that's him. I had shared this in response to Stuart Alderati's post there. That's the guy. That's the guy that signed off on Ripple getting sued. Attacking our opportunity for life-changing wealth. No, thank you. You know what we should have? It's probably Brian Brooks. He had a thread where he was talking about the type of stuff that's important, and Brian Brooks, he is, every time I listen to that guy talk, my own IQ goes up by like 5 points. Like, this guy, he's brilliant. He gets it. He's been in crypto for a long time, and he's a no nonsense guy. And he has in various positions put forth just logical crypto policies that just make sense. I mean, it's not like none of us are saying that the asset class in crypto shouldn't be we're not saying it shouldn't have any regulation. Most of us anyway. But it needs to be reasonable, and so if he could be, and by the way, he is in the running. That's what I've gathered. I don't know if he's going to be the one that will be nominated. Oh my, that would be, I will bust out my freaking happy dance. If he is the one that gets nominated, I will be absolutely thrilled. We need Brian Brooks. He knows crypto. He gets it, and he's a brilliant guy. That would be my pick. And Attorney John Deaton was talking about that because, again, I was listening to his video on his Crypto Law YouTube channel, and he has the same opinion. It just seems like a no-brainer. That's a slam dunk. That's a guy that's operating in good faith and does want regulations, but doesn't want it to smother entrepreneurs and investors. It's just very obvious. So we'll see what happens. Now, look, given the way that Trump has been approaching crypto, I don't believe it's likely that the Stebbins guy is going to get approved, but I'm just putting the alarms out there. That's the warning. That's a real thing that really could happen in real life. I don't want it. I don't think it will. If I had to guess, no. Just fingers crossed. I will be furious if that happens. I'd like, no, not more of this crap. I would be absolutely furious about that. But then on the flip side, apparently Brian Brooks, again, he's getting considered along with some other great candidates, and that's what Garlinghouse is talking about too. He's like, there's a pool of great candidates, and we're going to consider Stebby guy here? No, thank you, sir or madam. So we'll see what happens, but I just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of this, because the more the community knows, the more of an outcry there could be, and verbal pushback, so on and so forth. So do with the information what you will, but I'm wrapping up here. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.